tell you, Joe, I never met a camera I didn't like unless it was a lineup one, you know. And like I try to describe people now, because humor now gets you in trouble. It's like a lot of that dark humor is just a response to what the members see when they go out the door. If they're not busting your chops, then you know they don't like you.
Well, I have some funny remarks. We would be at a fire, and there was all kinds of fire engines, hose run, ladders thrown, smoke there, and people would come up and ask this question: what's going on? And I would always remark, would say, there's a tea party going on the top floor there. You're welcome to go up. I remember the Hotel Biltmore, where one of the members, he's passed away now, overslept. I mean, he was laying in his bunk and they went out, and he woke up and he put on a fire coat. He didn't have anything on underneath it. And he went to the fire in his car. So he's working at the fire. All he's got on is boots, his fire coat, and his helmet.
So how does that happen? How do you take off? If you're missing a guy, you just go?
Oh yeah. Right.
Nobody
Yeah.
wakes the guy up?
You better be on the main floor when Joe Walsh was driving, Arthur Howard was driving, and even me. We'd go. You better be there.
Amen. You forgot the story, the funny story. I only got a couple I can tell. Because some of them
A
aren't.
couple's good. All right, I've heard that your first run, when you were brand new, and your last run just before you retired were pretty interesting. Tell us about those runs.
Well, they both involved Engine 8 and Ladder 1. I was appointed down the north end on Hanover Street. Great firehouse. I loved it down there. Great guys. And my first run, they hit the house going. I slid down the pole. I ran to the apparatus to climb on, and we weren't going anywhere. We would just stay in the firehouse. They said, go out onto the apron on the front, bring a rake with you. The garbage trucks down the north end, whenever they caught fire, they'd drive to the nearest firehouse, drop their burning load in front of the firehouses and leave. So my first fire with the Boston Fire Department was a pile of garbage in the front of the firehouse. That was my first career. My last fire involved Engine 8 and Ladder 1. I was on my way up to the Medford to speak at a Sparks meeting. And I'm going through the tunnel, and I come out of the tunnel heading northbound on 93. And there's a car pulled over to the side of the road, and the guy's got his hood up. So I stopped for a second, and he says, I think I got a broken hose. Yeah, he says, it looks like a broken hose. I said, don't worry, I'll have some apparatus come. He says, they'll take care of you. They'll square you away, not a problem. So I get in the car. Thank God I used the telephone. I used the cell phone. I didn't use the radio. I called fire alarm. I said, you get a car broken down, looks like a broken hose underneath the radiator or something, and coming out of the tunnel 93. They said, okay, we'll start 8 and 1 up. So I go about another mile, and Engine 8 calls off. The calls fire alarm, says, yeah, we're on the expressway. We have a car fully involved. I said, glad I didn't say that one on the radio.